From extravagant gifts and carefully planned futures to playful, viral moments that capture the world in seconds, Prince Louis is growing up under one of the brightest spotlights on Earth. Every wave, every grin, every cheeky antic is photographed, dissected, and adored. But behind the headlines, behind the royal title, lies a story far richer than fleeting clips and social media buzz. What is it like to grow up as the youngest prince in a family watched by millions? How does a 4-year-old navigate grief, expectation, and tradition while still being just a child? Today we uncover the untold story of Prince Louis, the royal family's cheekiest, most spirited member, and the moments that make him unforgettable. Viral moments that capture the world's attention in an instant. Prince Louis is growing up beneath one of the most intense spotlights imaginable. Every wave, every smile, every cheeky glance is photographed, analyzed, and shared across the globe. Social media erupts at the smallest display of his curiosity or humor, turning fleeting moments into viral sensations overnight. Yet behind the flashing cameras, the royal protocol, and the public adoration lies a story far richer, far more human. A young boy discovering the joys, surprises, and sometimes confusions of childhood. Curious, energetic, mischievous, and wonderfully human, Louis is growing up like any child would, only under the gaze of millions. This is the untold story of Prince Louis, the royal family's cheekiest, most spirited member, a little boy navigating a world of ancient tradition, public expectation, and royal ceremony while still holding on to the innocence and freedom of being a child. Despite the grandeur of palaces and the weight of lineage, Louis's life is, at its heart, a story about a boy learning, laughing, and growing in a world that never stops watching. The death of Queen Elizabeth II on September 8, 2022 sent shockwaves across the globe. For the nation, it was the end of an era, a moment of collective mourning for a figure who had been a symbol of stability for decades. For the royal family, it was intensely personal, intimate, and devastating. And for 4-year-old Prince Louis, it was bewildering, heartbreaking, and difficult to comprehend. At such a tender age, the permanence of death was a concept far beyond his understanding. Reports later revealed that he asked tender, poignant questions about what life would look like without his beloved Gangan, trying to reconcile the familiar rhythms of play with a world now marked by absence. In a moving account shared by Australia's Governor-General David Hurley, Louis reportedly asked if they would still be able to play their usual games at Balmoral, because in his innocent logic she would not be there anymore. There was a raw, unfiltered honesty to his question. He wasn't thinking about monarchy or public duty. He was thinking about play, about routines, about the absence of someone whose presence had always been a comforting constant. Princess Catherine later shared that Louis found solace in imagining that at least Granny is with great-grandpa now. In that simple reflection was both sorrow and an unexpected emotional wisdom, a young boy absorbing grief and loss in the only ways a child knows how, through questions, imagination, and a search for comfort. When the world watched on September 19, 2022, as the royal family gathered for Queen Elizabeth II's state funeral, the scene was awe-inspiring and solemn. Hundreds of dignitaries, millions of viewers, the entire nation paused to honor the monarch's remarkable life. Every detail, the floral arrangements, the procession, the meticulously choreographed ceremonial movements was steeped in tradition and precision. Yet one small figure was conspicuously absent, Prince Louis. While his older siblings, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, participated in the ceremonial proceedings, Louis remained at home under the gentle care of his nanny. Rumors had circulated that his name had initially appeared on an early guest list, prompting speculation about whether he would attend. Ultimately, the decision to keep him away from the funeral highlighted a key truth. Even in a life defined by duty and public scrutiny, the emotional needs of a child take precedence. Shielded from the overwhelming gravity of the moment, Louis was given the space to grieve quietly and safely in the familiar warmth of home, free from the intensity of the cameras and the ceremony. This decision, while minor in the eyes of the public, reveals the profound care that Prince William and Princess Catherine exercise in raising their youngest son. Even amid centuries-old traditions and a lifetime of public scrutiny, they are determined to nurture Louis as a child first, a boy who can feel, process, and grow at his own pace, without the full weight of royal expectation pressing upon his small shoulders. Absolutely, here's a fully expanded, cinematic, emotionally engaging version of the next section, focusing on Prince Louis starting school, his personality, and his family bonds. When Prince Louis took his first steps into formal schooling on September 7, 2022, it was a milestone both ordinary and extraordinary. For any child, the first day of school carries a mix of excitement, nerves, and curiosity. For Louis, it came with an added dimension, the awareness, however small, that the world was watching. Yet true to his spirited character, he approached this new chapter with remarkable confidence and curiosity. Unlike many children who cling anxiously to a parent's hand on that first day, Louis walked ahead with an unself-conscious determination, a sparkle of independence in his gaze, as though instinctively knowing that exploration and discovery were his first lessons. Body language experts noted that Louis's poise and assured manner were exceptional for a child of his age. He displayed a quiet confidence, a natural ease in unfamiliar settings, and a readiness to engage with the world on his own terms. Those who observed him remarked that he appeared even more self-assured than his older siblings, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, had at the same age. There was a sense in his walk and his posture that he carried a small, unspoken understanding of responsibility, tempered with the joy and irrepressible curiosity of early childhood. Louis's love for learning is inseparable from his love of the outdoors. According to Prince William, Louis's greatest passion is simply being outside. He thrives in nature's presence, exploring gardens, chasing the wind across open fields, or delighting in the smallest wonders of the natural world. Whether climbing trees, running barefoot across the grass, or studying the flight of birds, Louis experiences the outdoors not just as a playground, but as a classroom in its own right. Prince William has noted how acutely the children are beginning to notice environmental changes, the gradual threats to the places they love, and how these early lessons in stewardship are gently woven into the freedom of play. Even so, he emphasizes that Louis is still a child first, his days filled with laughter, discovery, and the simple joys of being alive. Beyond nature, Louis's personality shines brightest when he is with his family. His relationship with his older siblings, Prince George and Princess Charlotte, is full of warmth, laughter, and lively interaction. Though George carries the air of a serious, responsible older brother and Charlotte demonstrates the thoughtful intelligence of a nurturing sister, Louis brings an irrepressible energy and lightness that keeps the dynamic balanced. Together, the three children explore, play, and learn, each complementing the others in temperament and temperamented mischief. Royal insiders note that the siblings' bond is strong, protective, and affectionate, one built on shared adventures, teasing, and the safe knowledge that no matter what, they have each other. Prince Louis also shares a particularly special relationship with his grandfather, King Charles III. Royal sources describe moments of genuine affection and connection. Charles delights in Louis's cheeky humor and boundless energy and knows instinctively how to calm him when the world becomes overwhelming. During one of Louis's playful outbursts at the Jubilee, he was sent to sit with his grandfather, and within moments the little prince had settled, watching the event with quiet enjoyment. Observers noted the delight on Charles's face as he interacted with his youngest grandson, a bond marked by laughter, patience, and deep affection. In Louis's relationship with his grandfather, the warmth of family shines through the trappings of royalty, revealing a personal, tender side to life in the palace. While Louis's early years are imbued with playfulness, they are also guided by structure and learning. His education is designed to nurture creativity, critical thinking, and social skills. From tennis lessons to outdoor exploration, from artistic activities to team play, Louis's routine reflects a deliberate balance between discipline and delight. Prince William and Princess Catherine are determined to raise children who are confident, compassionate, and grounded, ensuring that even amid public scrutiny, the children experience a sense of normalcy. This combination of playful curiosity, strong familial bonds, and thoughtful guidance paints a picture of a young boy already developing a unique identity. Prince Louis, though only 4 years old, navigates the dual worlds of royal expectation and childhood wonder with remarkable ease. His story is one of balance, between duty and freedom, tradition and individuality, public fascination and private growth. In every laugh, every question, every mischievous glance, he reminds the world that even royalty is, at heart, a child first. One of Prince Louis's most memorable public appearances came during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. In 2022, a celebration of 70 years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. While the grandeur, pageantry, and history of the event captivated the nation, it was 4-year-old Louis who unexpectedly became the star of the show. From the moment he appeared, his every expression, movement, and reaction was captured by countless cameras, each frame magnifying his mischievous charm for the world to see. During the Jubilee flyover, Louis's reactions were priceless. He covered his ears in dramatic protest, his little face scrunching up as the roar of jets filled the sky. Then came his animated facial expressions, exaggerated surprise, mock annoyance, and bursts of laughter, all perfectly timed to the spectacle unfolding around him. In an instant, social media exploded with photos and clips of the tiny prince, and within minutes, Louis had become a viral sensation. Every scroll and share carried with it a collective adoration. The public was enchanted not by the pomp of royalty, but by the authenticity of a child simply being himself. Prince William and Princess Catherine responded to the moment with gentle humor, tweeting that the day had been incredible, especially for Louis. Their words reflected a parent's pride, but also a protective acknowledgement. Louis was experiencing the limelight on his own terms, free to express joy, surprise, and curiosity without the burden of expectation. Experts in child development quickly weighed in, noting that such reactions were entirely normal for a child navigating new, overwhelming stimuli. The noise, the crowds, the cameras, these could have been intimidating, but Louis embraced them with energy and authenticity. Yet behind the laughter and viral images, there was a more subtle narrative unfolding. Royal commentators and insiders noted that while the public delighted in his antics, Catherine likely viewed the moment with a touch of maternal concern. Viral fame, even fleeting, comes with scrutiny. A child's every expression is analyzed, shared, and sometimes even critiqued by millions. But Catherine handled the situation with a masterful balance of composure and care. She allowed Louis to enjoy the spectacle, to be playful and mischievous, while remaining a steady anchor, guiding him gently and calmly whenever needed. In those moments, the world glimpsed more than a cheeky prince. It witnessed the careful, loving guidance of parents committed to nurturing their children's individuality amidst unprecedented attention. Louis's laughter, his playful grimaces, and his dramatic reactions were not only a delight to the public, they were also a testament to parenting under extraordinary circumstances. The scene captured the essence of his personality: bold, expressive, spirited, and unafraid to show emotion. It was also a glimpse into the balance Louis is learning to strike between childhood freedom and the weight of tradition. Even as he delighted in mischief and play, the circumstances of the Jubilee subtly reminded him that he is part of something larger, a family and an institution steeped in history, ceremony, and public expectation. Yet in that balance, he revealed a natural charm and ease, hinting at a young royal capable of navigating both worlds: the private, playful world of childhood and the public, highly scrutinized sphere of monarchy. From covering his ears during the flyover to beaming up at his parents, Louis's Jubilee moment encapsulated a broader truth about his early life. He is a child first, allowed to explore, laugh, and express himself fully, yet always gently guided within the framework of royal responsibility. In the span of a few minutes, the world fell in love with not just a prince, but a personality, a little boy with immense presence, charisma, and a spark of cheekiness that seems destined to leave an impression wherever he goes. Absolutely, here's a fully expanded, cinematic, emotionally rich continuation, focusing on Prince Louis's early personality, hobbies, and how William and Catherine balance his childhood between play, tradition, and public life. Even at just 4 years old, Prince Louis is already developing a personality that is unmistakably his own. Spirited, mischievous, and endlessly curious, he brings a sense of joy and unpredictability to the royal household. Those who observe him note a child who seems to live in perpetual motion, exploring his surroundings with unbridled enthusiasm, whether chasing insects in the garden, clambering over playground equipment, or experimenting with the natural world around him. It is this sense of curiosity that marks Louis not just as a prince, but as a child deeply engaged with the world in his own playful way. William and Catherine, acutely aware of the pressures that come with royal life, have made it their priority to nurture Louis's sense of wonder and individuality. His days are filled not only with structured learning at Lambrook, but also with unstructured play, hours spent outdoors creating, inning and testing boundaries. Whether it's building makeshift forts, tending to gardens, or riding ponies alongside his siblings, Louis is given the freedom to explore while being gently guided by attentive parents. This balance between structure and freedom is carefully curated. While lessons and activities foster growth, curiosity and joy are never sacrificed in favor of expectation. Louis's love for sports and movement is a natural extension of his energy. Tennis, for example, has become a favorite pastime for him and his siblings. In these moments, he is competitive yet playful, learning teamwork, resilience, and coordination without the pressures of performance. Football in the garden, casual pony rides, or even playful races across the lawns of the family estates, all are opportunities for him to exercise both his body and imagination. These activities not only promote healthy development, but also reinforce the values of perseverance, curiosity, and joy, qualities that William and Catherine hope will guide all three of their children as they grow. Despite the privileges of his royal position, Louis's parents have always been careful to instill humility and awareness. Princess Catherine, for instance, ensures that the children understand the value of sustainable practices and the importance of responsibility, whether in caring for animals, tending gardens, or learning to appreciate nature. Prince William, passionate about environmental issues, encourages Louis and his siblings to engage with the outdoors meaningfully, fostering both love and stewardship without overwhelming them with adult concerns. In this way, Louis's childhood is shaped not just by privilege, but by an intentional connection to the world around him. Within the family dynamic, Louis's personality is often described as a spark of light, full of laughter, playfulness, and clever humor. George and Charlotte, with their thoughtful and measured temperaments, provide balance, often guiding and protecting their younger brother while benefiting from the energy he brings. Together, the three form a cohesive unit, learning from one another, teasing, supporting, and growing side by side. Their interactions are a reminder that even within centuries-old traditions, childhood remains a time for discovery, mischief, and laughter. At home, the Wales family prioritizes a relaxed, informal atmosphere. Staff and insiders alike have noted that the children are encouraged to run freely, make noise, and embrace the kind of carefree play that defines early childhood. Royal duties and appearances, while significant, are carefully interwoven with family life to ensure that Louis and his siblings feel secure, loved, and grounded. Laughter is as common as learning, and curiosity is nurtured as much as composure. In this environment, Louis is allowed to develop confidence, creativity, and independence, qualities that will serve him well both within the family and beyond. What emerges from these early years is a portrait of a child who, despite being born into one of the most scrutinized families in the world, is remarkably grounded, curious, and joyful. Prince Louis navigates the world with a blend of mischief, charm, and intelligence, already demonstrating a personality that is equal parts cheeky and thoughtful. Through attentive parenting, a carefully curated education, and the freedom to explore, he is learning to balance the demands of royal expectation with the irrepressible need for play, wonder, and discovery, a balance that will shape the very essence of his character in the years to come. As the youngest of the Wales children, Prince Louis occupies a truly unique and delicate position within one of the most storied royal families in the world. Unlike his elder brother, Prince George, he is unlikely ever to inherit the throne. This distinction, rather than diminishing his place in the monarchy, grants him a remarkable kind of freedom, an opportunity to grow, explore, and define himself outside the rigid weight of succession. Within that freedom lies the potential for him to shape a role that reflects the modern monarchy, a young prince who honors centuries of tradition, ceremonial duty, and family legacy, yet does so in his own way, guided by curiosity, empathy, and joy. For now, Louis is simply a child experiencing the wonder of the world. Every day offers new adventures, some grand, some quietly intimate. There are mornings filled with the crisp scent of the countryside as he races across dew-laden lawns, afternoons spent exploring gardens, climbing trees, or practicing his tennis swings under Catherine's gentle guidance. There are the small, tender moments, the giggles shared over a secret joke with George or Charlotte, the careful attention to his beloved ponies, the quiet delight of storytelling at bedtime. Scraped knees, muddy shoes, and the occasional playful mischief remain central to his childhood, a reminder that behind the royal title is a boy who is discovering life in all its textures and colors. Even amidst the extraordinary privileges of his position, the life-size playhouses, the first-edition books, the visits to historic palaces, and the occasional royal event, Louis's upbringing is carefully curated to nurture normalcy alongside tradition. William and Catherine are intent on creating a space where laughter, curiosity, and exploration take priority. Royal appearances, ceremonial duties, and public scrutiny exist, but they are woven around family life, never allowed to overshadow the joy of being a child. In this sanctuary, Louis is free to express himself, test boundaries, and navigate both independence and affection with his family. Louis's connection to his siblings is also a defining aspect of his life. George, the thoughtful and mature older brother, provides stability and guidance. Charlotte, the observant and composed sister, offers a blend of care and wisdom beyond her years. And Louis, the spirited youngest, injects vitality, unpredictability, and mischief into their daily lives. Together, they are more than siblings. They are companions, playmates, and teammates navigating the complex world of royalty while never losing the simple pleasures of childhood, shared laughter, imaginative games, and the warmth of family bonds. Within this environment, Louis is also learning the quiet responsibilities that accompany his position. He observes, he listens, and he begins to understand the rhythm of royal life, not through pressure or obligation, but through example. He sees his parents balancing public duty with private care, witness to the importance of empathy, consideration, and humility. He glimpses the delicate interplay between tradition and progress, ceremonial expectation and personal freedom, lessons that will quietly shape him in the years ahead. The world will continue to watch Louis. Cameras will follow, headlines will document his milestones, and expectations will inevitably evolve as he grows. Yet within the rolling fields, gardens, and cottages of the English countryside, there remains a space for scraped knees, playful arguments with siblings, bedtime stories told with laughter, and the pure joy of discovery. There is room for the quiet moments that will define him far more than any photograph ever could. A hand held on a pony, the exhilaration of a new skill mastered, the warmth of a hug from a loved one. It is this delicate, almost invisible balance between crown and childhood that makes Prince Louis so compelling. He embodies centuries of royal history while simultaneously living as a modern, playful, and spirited child. He is learning to navigate a world of scrutiny and expectation without losing the simple joys that make childhood magical. And in watching him, the world is reminded of something essential. Behind every title, every ceremony, every public appearance, there is first and foremost a child, a boy discovering who he is, one laugh, one scraped knee, and one small triumph at a time. Prince Louis may be royal by birth, but his heart is unmistakably that of a child, curious, adventurous, mischievous, and full of wonder. It is in this intersection between duty and freedom, between legacy and innocence, that his story resonates so deeply. It is here, in the quiet balance of childhood and tradition, that we see the true promise of the youngest Wales child, a boy with the potential to grow into a prince who honors the past, embraces the present, and most importantly, remains entirely wonderfully himself. If you've enjoyed this glimpse into the life of Prince Louis, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a royal update. Comment below which moment of Louis's life surprised you the most. Share your thoughts, we'd love to hear. And remember, there's always more behind the headlines waiting to be discovered.